I believe we're live.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
talk about last minute, huh?
It
Hey
is what it
everybody,
is.
welcome to B Plus, all things window film. Uh, I gave one of our industry greats, Dean Mitchell, a call about 8 minutes ago, and I was going to do just a question and answer period this evening on some of the questions that have been coming in on the podcast, and called Dean, and he said he'd have it no other way. He loves the impromptu, get after it stuff, and we had a little bit of testing issues hooking up. And I can tell you in the 8 minutes that I've dealt with Dean that he is nice. He's real. Okay, this is going to be great. This is going to be a lot of fun. I don't know what's going to happen. Please bear with us. Dean, say hi to us all, man. Say hi to B plus.
What's up, B plus? How's everybody doing tonight?
We're
Good to be
so
here. Thanks for the invite.
Oh man, and I'm sorry that it was a short notice, but and we're gonna do a good one, okay?
Yeah,
This one
your
might
your
be
t
the two.
your timing's perfect. I actually was planning on staying home this evening because I got my COVID shot, and just in case there's some side effects, if I start acting weird, you know why. So yeah, I was just planning on staying home and taking it easy just in case I had any side effects. So
Yeah,
yeah, had nothing in the schedule, so we're good. We're good. Good to be
amazing.
here.
Oh,
Finally.
yeah, yeah. Well, man, I've been so busy with all the things. Hey, look at this, some window film revolution.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. That's right. So you're from Canada. Do they
Yes,
tint
sir.
windows in Canada?
Yeah, once in a while. Yeah.
What? Yeah.
When it gets warm, 1 month in the year, we tint windows. No, I'm just kidding. No, we actually, yeah, we tint a lot of windows in Canada. My shop, we had a volume of about 50, 60 cars a day when I just up to till 2018 when I sold 50, 60 cars a day. Yeah, had 8 guys working for me, so it was quite the operation. But yeah, we tint a lot of windows in Canada.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard you speaking French a few minutes ago. Was that to your wife?
Yeah, I was just asking her to get me an extension, but yeah, I said, "Va me chercher une extension." Go get me an extension. Yeah, I'm in the French part of Canada. I'm in Quebec,
Uh-huh. Yep.
Montreal. For everybody knows Montreal, but yeah, so I'm about 20 minutes north of Montreal in a suburb called Terrebonne.
Yes, yes. Do you do much flat glass up there? Flat glass?
Uh, I've never personally done much, but yeah, there's a big huge demand for it here because it's actually people say it's really cold in Canada, but where we're from, I mean, we have we have about 5 months of summer where it gets in the mid 80s to high 90s sometimes. In August, it'll go up to and it's very humid. So and it's funny you'd ask because tomorrow actually Expel marketing team is coming to my house to tint the windows in my living room. I've got watch this. I'll show you real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can. Can I? I don't know if I can flip the camera. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you see these windows right there? That's my living room, and the sun rises right there in the morning.
Oh yeah.
So it's super hot there. Even in the dead of winter, it's super hot because the sun's right there. So they're coming over to shoot a promotional video, and I get a freebie.
Yeah.
So I'm putting the Clearview Plus film on my windows, and it'll make a huge difference on my energy costs and my, my livelihood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what VLT is that? Clearview
I,
Plus.
yeah, I'm gonna put 70. I don't want the light. I don't want to block the light from coming in because that's the one of the main things that we loved about the house is all the light that comes in, but the
Yes.
heat is something else. So yeah, I'm gonna go with 70%.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this
yeah,
is a
yeah.
good infrared film.
Yep.
Yep, yep.
Oh yeah, yep, yep. It's got about an 80% IR rejection, 55% TSER, low heat absorption. So it's yeah, it's a great film all around. So
Amazing.
I'll witness it firsthand tomorrow afternoon when the guys leave, and I guess tomorrow Thursday morning when I wake up is when I'll really get to feel the difference.
Sure, sure. And you never know it's there. Clear.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep,
that's a home run. That's a home run when you can knock half the heat out plus a little bit,
yep.
and have a clear film. Amazing. What was that film? Clear View Plus, and
Yeah,
that.
we've got Clearview and Clearview Plus. The difference between the two is just one of them's a little lower on the heat rejection side, and the other one is a little higher. So
Yep.
yeah, kind of like the XR and XR Plus on the automotive side with us at Expel.
Yep.
Yeah, entry
Nice.
level, high. Yeah. So yeah, looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
That's awesome. So you're going to have the marketing team. They're going to be wearing ties when they tint your windows.
We'll see. Well, it's not. They're not going to tint the windows, but so basically, they're yeah, as you may or may not know, Expel bought the Protex franchise in Canada. Protex has about 35 stores throughout the country. It's one of the franchises that I used to own. I used to own the one in Montreal, but they're scattered all over the country. And they're doing a joint venture with Protex.
Okay.
So half of it will be an Expel promo, and the other half will be a Protex promo. So Protex Flat Glass is actually doing the install tomorrow. So and the
Nice.
guys that are coming have a little over 20 years experience. So should be
Rookies.
nice. Yeah,
Rookies.
exactly. Yep, yep. They've been tinning just as long as I have. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
yeah, it's gray, huh? Mine is too when I let it go. Talk about
Yep.
rookies. I mean, you're a beast. I mean, notice like everybody wants to, beat Dean Mitchell at the Tinner battles, right?
Oh man, I'm so much looking forward to it. I'm actually hitting the road Monday, which is the 17th. I'm flying to Philly, and I've got a few things I got to take care of in Philly, and then New Jersey, Delaware. So I'll be gone for a month. My wife isn't too happy, unfortunately. It's but due to the fact that I have to quarantine every time I come back, I want to make this trip worthwhile. So instead of just going for a week or two, because I have to quarantine for 2 weeks, this time I'm leaving for a month. And then I end up in Florida for the International Window Film Conference,
Yep.
June 7th to the 9th. But I'll be in Florida a little earlier because I'm partnering up with my buddy Billy Ellis from
Yep.
Tintology. They've got a Cars and Coffee in Melbourne, Florida, and we're going to be collecting funds for Donnie as well over there and raffling off a full front end PPF installation and a full ceramic tint job as well. And all the proceeds will go to Donnie. So hopefully we'll pick up a few bucks over there. So I'll be in Florida from June 2nd to June 10th. And then June 10th, I'm flying over to Houston, and y'all know where I'm going there. I
Yeah.
want to beat the Texas Squeegee.
Yeah.
I call him the Viagra Squeegee, the oversized Squeegee. But yeah, so no, it's gonna be fun, man. I'm so excited for it. It's gonna be a good time.
You know what I
Can't
like?
wait to meet you in person as well. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun, yeah. So in Orlando, now Coolview is gonna have their cocktail party, and I believe it's set up pretty much right after the show on Tuesday. And
Okay,
we're gonna be doing the B plus from the show or from
nice.
from the after party. We need as many of the Tinner Battles guys to come
I'm
on
there.
by. I mean,
I'm there.
Eric is gonna do the podcast with me. Jason's going to do the podcast with me. Carlos says he was willing to come by. I mean, we just want to have fun, okay?
We'll be there.
So
Count me in.
it's right after the show, so I believe it's roughly 6 to 8. I don't if I'm wrong on that, but I'll be sure to let people know exactly. But it's meant
Perfect.
so that if there's other after parties that people want to go to,
It
that
doesn't finish too late.
we don't miss them. We'd love
Nice.
to have everybody come by and just cut up and have a good time with us.
Definitely. I'll be there for sure. For
Okay,
sure.
great, great. I'll get you that info. And then you're right, Tinner Battles is going to be amazing. I get to actually throw on a belt, okay, on Sunday and tint next
Nice.
to Dean
Nice.
freaking
I
Mitchell. You know what I
get to
mean?
sit next to Bob freaking Bruder. It's yeah, the knowledge sharing on Sunday will be unlike any other, man. I hope a lot of people, a lot of tinners from all over will show up because there's going to be a lot of knowledge sharing. I mean, just we all do it differently, and we all have had success in our career, and we have a lot to bring to the table, and we have a lot of knowledge to share. And I'm all about that knowledge sharing, and I've always been about that. So, man, if people are that are listening want to come and feed off of what they're going to see, I mean, let's do it. Come on by, and we're gonna show you a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, just to be there and witness it and see the camaraderie is going to be
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
Let alone when you have some problems like, why do I always get, dusty dirt on the lower half of
Yeah.
my rear windows? You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
in anything.
Yeah, we did the same thing a couple of years ago for John Little, and we had people from 3M, from Lumar, Suntech, Hooper Optic, name it. Everyone was there, and it was on a smaller scale because it's like Carlos took this thing to a whole new level, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But and the camaraderie was something else back then, and I'm looking forward to this one because it's going to be even bigger, and there's guys from every single, like, brands are kind of left out of this. It's just
Yes.
about, this is reality. It's us being human. It's us helping each other out, and it's goes way above who we work for and what we represent. It's
Yep.
just it's for the industry. It's for you know, tinning has come a long way, man. It's come a long way.
It really has, and it's because of those attitudes that it. No, it's not that the brands are kept out of it. They're all welcome.
Of course,
Everything's
of
welcome.
course.
This is we're doing the family unity, the family fun, and when
Yep.
when you can get on the same page and be in the same family as all you guys. I mean, that is amazing. It's so good. I'm not bringing my flat glass guys, okay? But I'm bringing the office personnel. I'm bringing our tinning, auto tinning. There's going to be
Yeah.
5 or 6 of us that are down there from American
Nice.
Window Tinting and
Yep.
Solar Solutions.
Uh huh.
We just can't wait to meet everybody.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. And man, get them to ask questions. Man, just walk around and network and ask questions. And the International Window Film Conference is a little bit like that. When you're walking around and you see all these different brands, and everybody just hooks up, and you got to ask questions if you want to grow and if you want to learn. Ask questions. And you don't be afraid to walk up to somebody, no matter what logo they have on their
Right.
shirt. Just ask away, man. Especially when you know the person or virtually know the person,
Right.
and you know with their background. Just, man, feed off of them, man. You have to,
Yeah.
and it's just yeah, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, it is. And when you say you have to, um, what I was going to do tonight was a question and answer from a bunch of,
Yeah,
and I don't even know that some of these will pertain to you because you say you haven't done much flat glass. But
I haven't.
okay, and you know what? We might get to this question later, but because you brought up, you have to dig it out. I've got to give a big shout out, and we don't have to get into this question and answer tonight, but I want a big shout out to this young man because I tell you what, when you said you have to dig it out, you have to, shake hands. You're in control of your own destiny.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
This young man, I think he's from New York. Okay? He deserves a huge shout out. His name is, I might scalp this up pretty bad. Please forgive me. Robert Ray Rakelson. Robert
Okay.
Rakelson. Look at this. This guy has put 1, 2, 3. We just printed screenshots. 4, and then this was a reply from us. 4
Wow.
4 of our shows he's been asking the same questions. Robert, and it's about growing his flat glass business.
Yep.
Estimators, tinters, scaling, on and on. Robert, I promise, I'm gonna do my very best to bring on somebody that we can share and get good answers like that. But I bet Dean, you've got great ideas on just scaling a business period, and then some of the dynamics that are intricate to both sides. I mean, if you
Yep.
wanted to field some of that, we'd love it. We'd love it.
Hey, and if you want some great knowledge and some like you're very knowledgeable as well. But I've been as you know, Expel bought Veloce, and we brought on board Harry Rahman. I mean, oh my God, he's an encyclopedia of flat glass. It's. I mean, I pick his brain on a weekly basis. I mean, if you should have him on your show and ask him a few questions about that, and he'd be, your knowledge mixed in with his on the flat glass side, just the kid will go to bed with his brain full of knowledge and be able to grow it on every way, shape, or form that he needs to with both of you on the show. So yeah, if you now, unfortunately, I didn't do much flat glass in my career. I was so into automotive.
Yeah,
Maybe I did a handful of flat glass jobs,
sure.
and so yeah, my knowledge is limited
Well,
on that.
one of the questions here is how do you scale a business? And when you say that you were doing 50 cars a day, I bet you started a little bit less than that.
Oh my God, yeah, yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
take us through some of those trials and or challenges, what to avoid. What were some of the milestones you had in scaling your auto business? Because a lot of it'll cross over.
Oh yeah, yep. So basically, I started as a one-man show, mobile, just hitting up dealerships here and there, and working out of my parents' garage. And so you have to start somewhere, right? And then as you grow and there's more demand, I was mostly focused on the wholesaling dealerships when I started, and I didn't open up a real shop until I sold my mobile business back in 2007. And then I partnered up with the Protex franchise, and then I bought back into the franchise, and they had a shop. So that's when I really started scaling it, because I was mobile and with one employee for the longest time. And then oh, my wife wants to say hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi,
Hi, Mrs.
how are
Mitchell.
you?
Good. Oh, you're so
She can't hear you,
pretty.
but
You're
Uh,
so
you dis
pretty.
t'es
What are you
belle.
doing with
oh,
him?
thank you. Thank you.
Can you
Il dit
speak
t'es
some
tellement belle,
French
qu'est-ce que tu fais
for
avec
us?
lui?
Can you speak some
T'es-
French for us? We want to hear it.
Parle en français. She can't hear you. I'm in my AirPods, but
Oh,
here, porte ça. Go ahead, ask that question again.
Hey,
say something in French for us, would you?
Dis quelque chose en
We
français.
would love to hear you say some words.
um, bonne soirée.
Keep going. That means good night, good evening.
Good
Mais dis
evening.
que t'es triste
Bonne
que je m'en vais
soirée.
pendant un mois, genre.
I'm so sad because my husband quit me,
Leaving me
leaving me
for a month.
for a
But you have
month.
to say it in French.
Yes, say it in French.
Il me quitte. Mon mari me quitte pendant un mois pour aller aux
Oh,
États-Unis.
it
Yeah.
hurts more too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
hurts more when you say it
you're a
in
bad
French, right?
guy, Dean. Man.
I know. I know. I'm sorry.
It's too hard, but it's a work.
It's work.
It's
Yes.
work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we thank you
Thank you
for
so much.
we thank you for sharing him with us. Yeah.
Merci de partager avec eux autres, de me
Oh,
partager avec eux autres.
okay.
Et thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
That's me.
Good night.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
You're a blessed
So
man, Dean.
I truly am, man. God, I've been with her 26 years, and she's still just as hot as she was 26 years ago. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very
But
pretty. Yes.
thank you. Thank you. So where were we? I was saying, yeah. So
You
when I
bought
partnered
back
up
into
with,
the franchise.
I did.
Protex,
I did.
Tex.
Yeah, Protex,
Uh
Protex
huh.
Canada.
Yeah.
So what we did, my partner and I at the time, is finding employees is really hard. Okay, it's I mean everybody knows this in the industry that you. So the first thing we looked for was a passion for cars. If you have a passion for cars, and you either just dropped out of school or you're just cleaning cars in a car wash or a dealership, and you got nowhere to go, I can teach you a trade. So we started teaching them from scratch. And we kept some, we lost some, and then one day I had this idea, and I think I've mentioned this in other interviews before, but I started charging people $5,000. And I tell them, how much does it cost you to go to trade school, right? 10, 15,000 maybe, depending on what you want to do. So I would charge them $5,000, and I tell them, I'll give you back $1,000 a year for the next 5 years if you stay with me. So the last 3 or 4 employees that we did that with, they're still there today. Now they work for Protex, but Expel owned. So, and they stuck around, right? Because we taught them a trade. In those 5 years, they want that $1,000 a year back, and then they fall in love with the team, with the customers, and all that. So it just worked out. So that's how we started, growing our employee network, and then. As we had more employees, we went out hunting for more dealers, and then we left the guys out on the road handling dealerships, and then we started focusing on the retail side of it, and that's when it really took off. I mean, the last year we were averaging with the dealerships. Last couple of weeks of every month, we do our record is 68 cars in one day.
Wow.
So it was insane. It was insane.
Yeah.
So do I miss it? No, I don't miss tinting well, I wasn't tinting 68 cars, but my partner and I were at the shop we were able to do about 15 to 20 cars in an 8-hour shift. I had my dad working for me, picking up the cars at local dealerships, and he would just jockey the cars around
Yep.
and the retail customers. So we were just banging them out, but yeah, it was. So I don't miss that kind of volume. I miss installing every day. I miss the camaraderie between tinners.
Yeah.
I still get to do that on a smaller scale when I visit shops that some of my customers now that offer tint, and I always carry my tool belt, so it's fun to be a sales rep and to be able to strap on your tool belt and sling film with the guys and share knowledge, and so I still get to do it once in a while, but I don't miss that kind of volume, but I miss the day-to-day getting my hands dirty.
Right.
So yeah, but going back to your question, and we're going off track a little bit, but I mean, scaling your business has a lot to do with your employees, right? And quality employees, and it'll be hard to grow and scale it to the level you want to scale it to if you don't have quality staff, and that all depends on the owner and how you treat your employees and how you keep them on board and how you train them and what you do for them. So it's a tough game. There's no exact or good answer to or no magic potion to let everyone know how to be able to do that. But it just I guess a lot of it is luck, I guess, and a lot of it is just karma. I that's how I live my life. Do good and good will come, and that's how I've been with my employees for all these years. Is I treated them well, they treated me well, and they're still there to talk about it, right? And then when I go back to the shop, even after 3-4 years of not being there anymore, they're like, hey, they're all happy to see me, and we just go back and we tint together once in a while. It's just respect and is key in this industry.
It really is. Yeah. So and that comes from being in the trenches.
Yeah,
When
definitely.
you're a guy that's been in the trenches, even like me, I don't get in the bay much anymore. But when I do, I have fun. Okay,
Yeah,
and so then when it's fun, I hope everybody else has that fun. Now, I have a different fun than everybody else.
yeah.
I'm about let's push us ourselves. Let's take ourselves to a next level. And I'm the first one that's going to be walking around the car the whole time saying, "Are you going to leave that? Are you going to leave that?"
Yeah.
Although it's pushing and helping people grow, I hope it's taken lighthearted as well. It
Yeah.
is
It's
because
it's
culture's
all
there.
in your approach, exactly. It's all if it's done out of respect and it'll pass off as being just having a good time and that's what's cool. What's cool with the vibe in the industry right now when I see people text Carlos. Thank you for making us love our job again. And
Yes,
we've
yes,
created some new type of passion and something to look forward to. And Carlos is doing a phenomenal job organizing this. I mean, it's too bad we're far and not being able to help him on a daily basis. We do what we can, but I mean, he's just taking this to a whole new level, and he's actually making tinners fall in love with tinning again.
yep,
And that's just, and not just Carlos. You're doing it as well with your podcast. Eric Devash is doing it. Jason is doing it as well with Tin Dude 3, and it's cool to see, and people just tune in and it's fun. It's fun. It makes you want to go back out there and kick some butt, and it makes you love your job again.
Yeah.
So I think the vibe that's going on in the industry right now is just it's overwhelming. It's amazing.
It
It's
is
amazing.
overwhelming. I mean, you just mentioned a bunch of good ones, right? But there are so many more.
Oh, of course there
I
are.
mean,
Rick Tallman.
look at the
Uh,
shirts we got on. I mean, you can't. Rick Tallman, even Patrick Fransco.
yes.
I mean, Billy Ellis. I mean, there's just so many givers.
Oh, and with Sean Roach, I mean, he's
Sean
got a great
Roach.
YouTube channel. I mean,
Yes. Yes.
everybody's been following Ralph Van Pelt for years, and
Years.
I'm so happy he's going to be there in Houston. It's just it's
Oh,
really cool. It's really cool. Social media. Thank God for social media,
right.
right?
Right.
That I think that's the key to bringing us all together is social media. So that's made a huge difference. Huge
Yeah.
difference. I've got to plug my phone. Hold on a second because the batteries.
So that's
Beep.
yours is beeping.
Bates, peux-tu m'emmener une extension, s'il vous plaît? Sorry about that. Okay, laisse faire. Okay, I got it plugged in. Sorry about that. I'm just going to have to
So
switch positions here. Okay.
how many Protex locations were there?
There, I think there's like 30, it's got to be at least 35.
Yeah.
Last time I checked.
Are they all doing the volume like that, or was that the flagship store? Or?
Yeah, we were the flagship store because we were niched like it's a city called Laval, which is about 10 minutes north of Montreal. So,
Yeah.
and that's where all the dealerships are, Laval, Montreal, and just outside of Montreal in the little suburbs surrounding. So we were in Laval, which was the niche to all the dealerships are there. And, there's just a lot going on there. So, but then it just started expanding all over the place. And Matt Morrow, who is the vice president of Expel, was the owner of the franchise before Expel purchased it. But he years ago drove from Montreal all the way to Western Canada, and on the way he just opened up shops left and right, and it just you know turned the franchise into something to what it is today. And so it's just a lot of hard work on his part, and he made it what it is. And but they don't all have that volume. I mean,
But
I think
they're all a household name up there. I'm
yeah,
sure. When
yeah, and it
somebody drives from one end of the country to the next, they feel comfortable and they're going to be taken care of a certain way, and
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, and the cool thing about the name is, when Expel bought, they're like, "Are we going to change the name?" But people in Canada say, "I want my car Protex. I want Protex on my hood. I want Protex this. I want Protex that," because it's like protection, Protex. So it's such a brand name that they decided just to keep it because people don't know really what Expel is in Canada. Well, I shouldn't say Canada. I should say in the eastern part of Canada, people know what Protex is way more than out west. So out west, they're going to say, "I want Expel," but in Quebec, the province that I live in, Protex is that's where it originated from. So it's such a good brand name that people don't necessarily know what Expel is. They know what Protex is, though.
Hey,
So
just
you can't change that name,
no,
right?
keep the phone ringing. Who cares?
Exactly,
I
exactly.
love it. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah, there's a lot to that household name in building a brand, and it's amazing. And that's what so many companies are doing well now. They're
yep,
not sitting on their laurels. They're out there building.
yep,
Through
yep.
your efforts and David Carley's efforts, my efforts, and just so many. I just named those right off the top of my head.
I'll,
But I mean, and
I'll,
it's bringing the industry
yep.
together and making it more, reachable for everybody.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Because it's those brands that are on fire. When you're
Yep.
on fire, that's what you want to be part of. Okay?
Yep.
Nobody,
Definitely.
everybody wants to be happy when they come to work. So that's what
Oh yeah.
makes it real cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's the goal, right? If you can have a smile on your face when you go to work, then it makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter who you work for.
Yeah.
So that's the goal. Yeah.
So, now I think there's an obvious answer. You're probably going to pick yourself. Do you feel you're going to win at the tenor battles?
Well, speaking of winning, let me just throw this off a little bit.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
what's the lady that works with you? I forget her name.
Angie.
Angie. You can tell her, and this is live. It's being recorded. So, and I'm sure I'm probably not the only one that's going to do this. But if ever I win the Hawaii trip, don't mail me the tickets. Just send me a screenshot. If I win them, they're going to Donnie. Donnie and his family are going to Hawaii. So if I win, he's getting them. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Speaking of winning, the tenor battles, hell yeah, brother. David and I are unbeatable. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see.
Yeah. All right.
I can't. I can't wait to show the Texas Squeegee what a real tenor can do. What
Yeah.
real tenors can do.
Real tenors. Yes, sir. Where's Dave
But
at? Is Dave in Canada too?
no, Dave's in Houston.
Oh,
He
okay.
Yeah, he lives in Houston.
There's
He's Texan.
so many people I need to meet, so much I need to know. I know
Yeah,
that I know Jason, Tint Dude 3.
he's in Colorado.
Yeah, and he interviewed everybody, okay,
Yeah.
in the battles. Well, there was just so much going on. I almost didn't want to start on that quest because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to accomplish it. You see what I mean? So I'm really thankful he did. But I can't wait to meet everybody in person, instead.
Who do you think's gonna win, Bob?
Well, I'm gonna go. I've called my number one from the beginning, and I haven't changed it. Okay, uh, uh, Jason and Carlos.
Oh,
That's
I,
right.
listen, Jason's been tinning for over 20 years. That's gonna be good. Um, Viagra Squeegee has been tinning for probably 5 or 6 years.
Uh huh.
Sean Roach is really good. I've seen him
Oh
work, and he
yeah.
does some really good. He's only been tinning for I think 8 or 10 years. Um, Billy Ellis, I've never seen him tint, so but I know he's good. Who else is there? What's his name? Jared and Cody.
Jared and
Uh,
Cody. Yep. Yep.
Jared
Hey,
and
they've
Cody have
worked
been tinning.
together for all their working lives. I mean,
Yeah,
all of Cody's working lives, so they know how to dance, right?
my biggest competition there, I have to be honest with you, has to be Rick Tallman.
Yep.
Rick Tallman is a phenomenal tenor. He's made the finals many times at IWFC. He's partnered up with Haas Evans. Is that how you pronounce his name? Haas or Hoss? Sorry, I'm French.
So
Haas?
it's Haas that
Haas.
I'm aware of. Now it was David Carley and Haas,
Oh,
okay, and Haas was having um, a baby at that time, so
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
he tagged out for Rick to join David,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot. Yes, true. So
and
yeah, David and Rick are the ones I'm worried about, to be honest with you.
yeah, yeah,
We'll
it's
see.
we'll see, we'll
We'll
see.
see.
I would like to say, that. Something touched my heart, and this man hasn't said crap. He hasn't even called me in 2 days, and we talk daily. David Carley. So Haas had their baby early and real early. Okay,
Oh,
and
really?
I believe that's the case. And David went to his shop to take the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
workload.
yeah, yeah. I saw that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Of,
That's amazing. That's amazing.
and some people called
Yeah.
him out, and he acknowledged, or he answered back, but we hear about all the things that we're doing, like for Donnie, okay, and I wasn't plugged into social media enough when John Little and even Jared to help out there, but I think
Yeah.
we're on to something, Dean. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
we're on to something, and Donnie, bless his heart for being brave enough to be kind of like the trendsetter to let us truly carry his message and unify strongly, because there's going to be so much more on the other side of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah, and
know,
it's cool to see everybody come together in these kinds of situations. It'd be fun to see us come together without there being such situations like that, right?
Yep.
Because you
Yep.
don't wish that on anybody.
It's happening.
Um,
It's happening.
yeah, it's happening, and you know we're unfortunately all getting older, and there's going to be other tragedies. I mean, there's George. I always forget the beef jerky George. His house just burned down. I
Yep.
mean,
Everything.
you know, thankfully no one was hurt. He's you know he's insured, and but it won't bring him back all the stuff that he lost. Obviously, but I wish we could help him as well. There's always something that we can do to help. So you know, George, if you're listening, if there's anything that we can do to help, and you know, let us know. I mean, I reached out to He reached out to me. I reached out to him. We spoke. I seen the pictures of his house. It's pretty horrible, but you know, again, thankfully no one was hurt, and its material is replaceable, and you know, so that's a good thing. But you know, we have to come up with ways of doing this on a regular basis, and there not being a tragedy behind it, right?
Right.
It's really cool to be able to help, and it's really cool to see everybody come together. Um, but yeah, again, we need to probably do something on a more regular basis, and not only when there's a tragedy, you know.
And I feel with everybody getting to know each other more now, and the Tinder
Like,
battles bringing everybody together, I
yeah,
think there's going to be a rodeo style something.
ex-
We all
exactly.
want it. We all want it.
Yeah,
Like Carlos is giving people back their careers or their jobs or
yeah,
their happiness. We're not going to let go of this. That's a true gift
exactly.
that
And there
young
could be
man.
more Tinter battles, right? There could be more Tinter battles elsewhere,
Yeah.
all over the country, all over the world. We can take this to Europe one day. Who knows, right? The
Yeah.
sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's that's and there again, there doesn't have to be a tragedy. It could just people
Yes.
want to compete, right? Compete in a competition where there's no strict rules. I mean, if IWFC, if you fart, you're disqualified, right?
Right.
So, you know, it's stressful. This is going to be unlike any other competition. We'll be playing music, we'll be screaming at each other, we'll be, you know, it's just no politics, right?
Yes. Amen.
I remember going to IWFC a couple years ago, and you know, if they find a blade on the floor, you're disqualified, and you know, some people got disqualified because of that, and there was some sabotage, and it was proven. And we actually, some of the guys that we knew went and competed, and we filmed the area before they left, right, or right after they left. There was nothing, and then you come back, they get disqualified, and there's a blade on the floor next to them. So there's a lot of politics. There's a lot of things going on that rub people the wrong way. I'm not saying it's a bad competition or anything like that. It's a great venue. It's a great setup. It puts everybody on a pedestal there, but there's a lot of politics behind it too. And
Sure.
I think this Tinner battles is more. It represents the day-to-day Tinner.
Yeah.
It represents who we are, what we're all about. We're allowed to cuss. We're allowed to fart. We're allowed to, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We
Yep.
can do whatever the hell we want during that competition. No one's going to get disqualified. You're just judged on the quality of your tint, not
Yeah.
what comes out of your mouth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So who cares if somebody's behind you throwing blades at you?
Right.
You're not going to get
We'll
disqualified, you know?
sweep
So
it up
it's
when we're done, right?
exactly. So I think the atmosphere is going to be cool, and I think it needs to be duplicated multiple times in other states and other countries, and I think, like you said, it's the beginning of something really amazing. Yeah,
It really is, yeah. And you know, I just I feel honored to be witnessing this because for
me
me,
too.
back in the day, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. You know, if you were a tinter, what was that? Okay, first of all, okay. But then you know it was less than stellar. A lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol. We all know that. Then there was, you know, just I want your business over here, so he's terrible. Well, now I mean everybody's just coming together. Hey, lighten up. Let's all be uplifters.
Yep, yep. It's been like that too long, and what's good again, the vibe in the industry right now is just so positive that we got to keep it this way, right?
Yeah,
And again, you and I started tinning when they're way before social media. I mean, shit, there wasn't even cell phones when I started, right? They
right.
they came out, I think, in in '95 were the first cell phones.
Yeah.
So, and it was a joke. We had pagers and stuff like that. You'd have to stop by a payphone to call back your customers. And now we're miles ahead of where we were when we started, right? So, and social media, the connection that we can have and the knowledge sharing that goes on, it's much easier for somebody to get into the business and to learn how to tint nowadays, and to be respected for what they do than it was back in our day. I mean, I've said this before, but my dad even told me when in my early years, like when it was slow in the winters, like, I hope you get a real job one day, right?
My
Man,
dad said the same thing. He says, "When are you going to get a real job?"
yeah.
Yeah.
And then some customers, that have jobs like accountants or lawyers or
Right.
doctors or whatever, they'd invite us to golf tournaments, for example. And then you're walking around all these professionals, and they ask you what you do for a living. And for the longest time, I was ashamed to say I'm a window tinner, because
Right.
then they're like, really? If I think you're judged by how much money you make, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes weird mentalities. And I felt like saying, if only you knew how much money I'm making right now, you'd probably respect me even more, right? But I'm not like that. And it did bother me for the longest time until social media came along. And then, I've never been prouder to say that I'm a window tinner and to do what I do. And I've never been more proud to be around window tinners. And, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. And I wouldn't, I feel stupid for ever feeling bad that I was ever
No,
thinking that I was smaller than anybody else because I was a window tinner. It doesn't make any sense when you think about it, when
I
in
get it.
retrospect.
I get
But
it.
now, man, you know, and my dad apologized, by the way, probably 4 years ago when I
What?
started working for, yeah, when I started, well, not when I started working for Expel, a little before that. And he had seen the success, and I guess he kind of probably forgot. And then I'm surprised that after all these years, he came up to me. We're having dinner, had a couple of drinks, and he's like, "Son, do you remember when I told you that I hope one day that you get a real job?" Well, he goes, "Let me tell you something. I've never been more proud of you." So I'm like, "Wow, you actually remembered?" Well, you know what, Dad? That was the kick in the ass I needed back then to get somewhere in life, because I was lazy when winter came around. So it was a good kick in the ass, and because I respect you, I wanted to make you proud, and for you to tell me that all these years later, it says a lot, right? So, and he felt like an ass for saying it, but he's kind of glad that he gave me a kick without giving me a kick.
Well, if you think about it, a lot of parents just want the best for their kids. We all
Exactly.
we all do.
Exactly. Yep.
And
Yep.
window tinting, I don't know about for you, but for me, I dropped out of college after a year and a half of junior college.
Same
Okay,
here.
all right. So I found that my parents wanted me to. They just wanted more for me, and then couple that with the fact that it was a brand new industry. Okay,
Yeah.
and so riddled with drugs and alcohol. Okay, so I get it, and his heart wasn't wrong, so
No.
he
No. No.
he didn't do anything wrong,
Well, when
but
you quit school, your parents want you to go to school, and school's not for everybody, right? I mean, I've got two daughters, and who am I to tell them I can only tell them it'll be easier for you in life afterwards if you do have a degree and whatever, but you can succeed without going to school. I
yes,
mean, you need your high school diploma is at least the minimum, which they have, and thankfully both of them are. Well, actually, my oldest just dropped out of college, but that's fine. I mean, she doesn't know what she wants to do. She's 20. She was in nursing school, and she's like, after a year and a half, she's like, I don't like it. So who am I to say you're not going to succeed if you don't go to school, right?
she needs a Protex.
She needs to. Yeah, she need, well, I listen.
Right?
I've tried to show them. I've asked them many times if they'd be interested in learning how to tint, but they're real girls that they're just very feminine and don't want to get their nails done dirty and stuff like that. So that's fine. But they have to find their niche in life, and we can only give them the best tools to do it. And if it's not school, they'll succeed somewhere else. I mean, they're
That's right.
hardworking,
They see
and
success in you. That's right.
exactly. And so yeah, I mean, you can only give them the tools, and then when they get to a certain age, well, you can only hope they choose the right way, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. So, Dean, what do you do for Expel? What is your
I
title, or what's your function?
yeah,
What I know you're an outreach for the dealers as well. Are you a distributor rep? Tell us, what do you do
Yeah.
for Expel?
Well, right now I'm a sales rep. I've joined the sales team in September of 2019. But Expel initially hired me when I still had my shop. I sold my shop in 2018, but they hired me in 2016 to design the tint patterns.
Okay.
They were very well known for their paint protection film patterns in the DAP, but the tint patterns, nobody used the software for the tint patterns. So Matt Morrow, again, from Pro Texas, now vice president of Expel, called me one day and he said, would you be interested in trying this out? So I accepted, went to San Antonio and met the design team, and I designed for 3 years, and I actually put DAP on the map for tint patterns in those 3 years. I did over 750 patterns and fixed old ones,
Yeah.
and yeah. So and then the guy who replaced me is a guy that's been working for me for a little over 18 years now. So he's a phenomenal tinner and now a great designer. So which is really cool. And then I had been asked to be brand ambassador for automotive tint for Expel. But that was kind of hard to put together because we didn't know,
What does
what
that
that
mean?
would consist of and exactly. So, Matt saw that I had a big mouth on social media and I was promoting as much as I could and helping out everybody. And he's like, you ever think of being a sales rep? I said, I've never been in sales, because I think your install experience and all that would probably help shops take their shops to the next level. And so I said, yeah, let's try it out. And I'm still here, and it's 2 years last September. No, sorry, it's a year and a half. I've been in sales for a year and a half. I
Uh-huh.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I had 10 states covering all the way from Maine to Vermont, all the way down to Delaware. And just recently, as of May 1st, they finally split my territory because I had 10 states on my own. So they split my territory. They took away Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. And now I've got everything along the East Coast all the way up to the Canadian border. So I've got 7 states left, which is perfect now. And yeah, so that's what I do. Sales rep, territory manager, as they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you live in Canada, but
Yeah.
your
Yes.
territory's down in the United States.
Yes. I'm fortunate enough to have an L1B visa, which allows me to work in the US as long as I'm paid by a Canadian company. And it's a specialized knowledge visa. With the extensive knowledge I have on the window tint side, it was really easy to get it when I was designing as well. And so yeah, so I was still able to travel, freely until when I
Go.
came back first week of March. No, I was traveling because Expel is deemed essential due to the antimicrobial film that we have
Sure.
and the face shields that we make. So I was able to travel back and forth
Okay.
throughout this whole time. And then I came back in for my last trip the first week of March, and they changed the laws in Canada February 21st, and I had left February. No, sorry, they changed it on February 22nd. I left February 21st, so I didn't pay attention to the new restrictions, which are if you don't carry essential goods on a regular basis, meaning you have to cross the border every week, you're no longer considered essential. So I came back and I had a nasty surprise where the Canadian customs agents like, "Do you have your COVID test?" I'm like, "No, I'm essential." He said, "What do you do?" Blah blah blah. And no, your last time you crossed the border was 3 weeks ago. So, anyways, long story short, he sent me back to the U.S. to get tested. Then I had to quarantine for 2 weeks. So I haven't traveled since, but I can still go to the US. But every time I come back, I have to quarantine. So that's why this time around I'm leaving for a month. I don't want to
Yeah.
come back in between what I have to do in the next couple of weeks and the IWFC and Tinder battle. So I figured I'd just make the most of it. Then I'll come back and quarantine for 2 weeks. But quarantining in June is much better than quarantining in March in Canada, right? So I can quarantine outside by the pool in June. So yeah, but yeah, so hopefully this thing, this COVID thing just is behind us sooner than later. And that's part of the reason I got vaccinated. I've
Yeah.
always been against vaccines. Everybody that knows me knows that, but it is what it is. I just figured I'd do my part. And if it's going to help me be able to travel easier and quicker, which they're thinking about doing in Canada, is if you can prove you're vaccinated, then they'll open up the doors everywhere. Like, they'll need a vaccine passport to go to the restaurant, to go to the movie theater. So I figured let's just get this over and done with. I just want to keep traveling and not be bothered. So it is what it is. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, all this to say that I'm a sales rep now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I love these next chapters of our life where we don't
Yeah.
have to be, on a ladder or in the back seat of a car, forever. I
Yep.
blew my
Yep.
shoulder out years ago on flat glass. Okay, you know,
Yep.
and then of course, now I didn't start doing cars until about 25 years ago, and then but I had blown my shoulder out plus a college car accident tore my rotator cuff. I mean,
Eesh.
my shoulders always suffered. And then, of course, even film removal, you're scrubbing, lifting up, okay, and hard
Yep.
squeegeeing.
That's hard on your shoulders.
It
Yep.
is. It is.
Yeah, and the repetitive motions, and
Yep.
it's like me. I used to laugh at tinners that would sit down to tint doors, side windows, right?
Uh huh.
And I was the jerk because my knees are shot from all that kneeling down and standing up, kneeling down, standing up. I was a bottom loader, right? So I'd have to always crouch down and then you get on your knees to do the top part of it and then get back up. It would have been so much easier on my knees if I sat down on a stool. So yeah, now it's too late, obviously. But I mean, they're not that. My knees aren't that bad, but if I'm kneeling down, getting up is something else, right? So yeah, yeah, I'm glad I'm not doing it to the volume to the extent that I was,
Yeah.
but I still really enjoy doing it once in a
Love.
while, and I can still kick some ass. You'll
Okay.
see you'll see during the competition.
Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. They think I can't do it anymore. They damn called me Rusty. You know what I mean?
Rusty Squeegee, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
I think Eric came up with
Oh
that
God.
name.
I'm the redhead. I'm the redhead. You'd think they'd call me Rusty Squeegee, but hey, I'll leave that one to you.
Well, they don't call me Dean Mitchell, okay? So,
You're
amen,
not
brother.
me.
You got it, okay? Run with it, okay?
I'll run with it. I'll run with it. Oh God.
Dean,
Yep.
do you have anything that you'd like to share with us as maybe, something we can part with, and we don't have to. I'm just saying, I called you last minute, and I don't want to tie up your entire evening.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm
But
good.
man,
Yeah, no, listen, I thank you for doing what you do. I said the same thing to Jason, to you. I put you guys all on a very high pedestal because you're the reason guys want to stick to this, and the knowledge you guys share, and all the information that you provide it's phenomenal. I look up to guys like you. That's why I can't wait to meet you in person.
yeah,
So that we can really
like,
talk and share the knowledge. But yeah, just I'm super excited with what's going on in the industry, and you guys putting this as being a platform for all of these events that are going on, and putting Tinners on a platform as
yeah,
a whole is just it's insane. I love you for it, and just keep doing what you're doing, man.
yeah. Well,
Keep
thank
it
you.
up.
Yeah, thank you very much. And speaking of that, tonight at, I believe, hang on, it is 8 p.m. Central. My buddy Jason Omoleski, Tint Dude 3, is on Instagram. Number
Yeah.
one rated watched show on Instagram. He's a freaking
Wow.
window tinner. Jason is killing it. You know
That's
what?
awesome. I'm
It,
happy for him.
and we hired Jason here at American Window Tinting. When I
Did you?
found out on the show how he makes a living, I'm like, dude, I didn't know that. So we've actually
That
booked him here into American Window Tinting in July.
that's amazing.
That's as soon as he could come in. And I tell you what, y'all, you know, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh
Jason
yeah.
said he'll do anything from answering the phone. I'll do anything. Tint a car. I'll do anything. Sweep the
Yep.
floor. My wife says, we're gonna have an apron on him. He's gonna cook. We're gonna have a paintbrush in his hand. We're gonna have fun. You
That's
know,
amazing.
yeah, we
Yeah,
just
no, that's what I want to do when I retire or when I leave Expel one day. And hopefully I'm still young enough to be able to do this. But I want to take my wife on the road with me and just get an RV and just travel the nation and just share the knowledge, man, on a daily basis and just see the world. That's my goal. That's my retirement goal is just to keep this up you know and do what Jason's doing basically.
yeah,
Just
and
show up at shops and help out.
and I don't know how he makes a living. I mean, his prices are so reasonable. I mean, it's like unreal low. Okay, so worth it. So I
Yeah.
mean, he comes to you, all right, and I mean, you know, you've got your airlines, you got food, you got being away from your own whatever it is
Hotel.
that is your regular business, and to come in and do anything you want. I mean, that's just amazing. We're so excited, all of us. You know
Yep.
that
Yep.
we're actually starting to chart the little idiosyncrasies that we want to fix. And I'm the damn
Yep.
rusty squeegee, dude. Okay, it's like
uh,
but you got to keep an open mind.
yep. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Always. 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 And if the day you think you know it all in this industry is the day you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in it for 27 years, not as long as you have, but you've got the same mentality. If you got to keep an open mind and be willing to learn new tricks, new ways of doing things, and there's always something out there that you haven't done, you haven't seen, and open your mind to it, and it'll take you very far.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would like to also mention, and I don't mean to hold you up, but I tell you what, I've jumped on Clubhouse with Patrick Fransco and Eric Devash. Um, that is a pretty awesome forum that they've put together.
Clubhouse.
Yeah. Uh,
See, I'm not familiar with that one.
okay, they're doing it's basically like a round table where anybody gets to raise their hand and talk, and
Nice.
we're
Nice.
having next level conversations. There was some about the tent laws, some about better um, dealer to manufacturer and distributor relations and with your sales rep. Okay. Um,
Nice. Nice. Nice.
and a lot of these topics are just really cool because it's a real good setting and they do a tremendous job with that. I recommend that
I'll
everybody
keep that in mind.
check that
Yep.
out. Yeah,
What's
Clubhouse.
a Clubhouse? Yeah, I'm gonna write that down right now. Clubhouse. And that's on Facebook?
Yeah. No, no. You got to get the Clubhouse app and then you got to be invited.
Oh God. It's an app. Okay, awesome. Yeah, okay, cool.
So, whoa, God dang.
Hey, while you're looking for that, I want to encourage every brand that's out there to go sponsor the Tinter Battles 2021.
Yes, I agree. I agree that Carlos is really needing help with all that he's doing, and he's doing such a great job. He's come out of pocket with a lot of money. Um, I,
Yes.
I know that Coolview stepped up and donated that Hawaii trip. Boy, I just want to see somebody win it that has that open heart like you do. Marco said the same thing. I
Yeah.
know that here at our team, wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, it's
Hey.
$20 for a ticket. 20
Yep.
bucks.
Yep.
Buy and if you want to take your wife and you haven't gone there, go. I get it. Okay?
I've never been to Hawaii. I'd love to go, but listen, and there's nothing wrong with somebody that wants to keep the ticket and
That,
go, and
that's
because they
right.
probably need the vacation. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody will look down on that at all.
At
But I
all.
just feel, with personally, I just feel that with everything he's gone through, he needs to get away. And to me, that I if I win, you just give it straight to him.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Us too. You know what comes with that trip? Okay, a day in the Bay with Tommy
Yeah.
Silva. No, we're talking, 10 cars at a time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
cars
Yeah.
at a time. Huge shop, and
Nice.
yeah, Tommy opened up his shop and was welcomed
Nice.
us
That's
in.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yep.
big Vista dealer and in Formula One. He's awesome.
Cool.
Um, Gonna be a
What else
lot
you
of
got for
fun.
me?
It's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Dean, thank you so much, my
Thank you.
friend. We're
My
gonna do this
pleasure.
again, okay?
Oh, definitely.
Will,
Definitely.
will you come back on?
Of course. Anytime, my friend. Anytime.
So I gave you eight
Thank you for
minutes.
having me.
I gave you 8 minutes notice last time. Is 9 minutes
Give,
enough?
no, give me 5 next time. Thank you very much, Bob. Thanks for having me. Appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, brother. I
And
appreciate you.
see you in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir, in Orlando.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
We're going to have
All right.
fun.
Love you,
Okay.
brother.
Good night,
Have a good one.
everybody. Thanks for
Good.
being here.
Bye bye.
Bye, Dean. Bye bye.